Today I'm going to talk about fungal acne. It's been a buzzing word now for at least a couple of years, and my students have been asking me, please do a video on it. The thing is, it's not really acne. It is a fungal skin condition, also called Malassezia Folliculitis. So, it is something that it looks like acne, but it is not. I have so much information to give you today, so go get yourself a pen and paper and stay tuned until the end. So let's get started right now. So very quickly, my name is Maria from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you so much for being here. For the individuals that have been following me since the beginning, I am so grateful for your support, for your questions, for the subjects and whatever you want me to create for you. Thank you so much. For the people that do not know me, well, I hope that you will enjoy this tutorial and that you decide to follow and subscribe, but most of all, share the information. So the subject today is about this fungal acne, which is not, it is a fungal condition. But for the sake of whatever, let's call it fungal acne. Somehow, it is something that no matter what you do, it does not work. You can be using salicylic acid, BHAs, HAs, you're doing all this benzoyl peroxide, alcohol, high frequency, is not going away. It is because there's this overgrowth of yeast and fungi that the high frequency, everything that does not work. So this Malassezia folliculitis, you have to somewhat figure out another way. This overgrowth, why did it happen? Something has compromised internally. So if we can go a little bit back, just very quickly about the skin, we have two major glands. One releases sebum from the sebaceous gland, the oil, and then we have a sweat gland, or called sudoriferous glands, that release sweat or sudor. And with the bacteria, we have non-pathogenic bacteria all over our face, the good bacteria, and also some fungus on the skin, on the outside. And it's very balanced. Everything is in harmony. And with the four of them, we create the acid mantle. So with a very perfect acid mantle, we will have nice, supple, healthy skin. But when there is something happening internally, something is compromised internally, in turn, we will get things on the face. It could be a dehydration, it could be fungal infection, it could be bacterial infection. So we need to kind of look after it. How do we do it? Well, the good news is that I'm going to give you tons of information right now. Go get yourself pen and paper and we will start right now. So before I tell you what to do, I have to give you a little bit of theory. Okay, that's me. So we have a really totally a good understanding. So here we have the pilosebaceous, and we have the sweat gland that releases sweat, the oil gland, which is attached onto the hair follicle, which will release the sebum, and the hair follicle. Everything, if there's no problem, the sebum and the sweat and the fungus that we have on the face and the non-pathogenic bacteria, everything works in harmony, no problem. But if something is being compromised, let's say you're taking antibiotics, also let's say if you're taking the birth control pill or any immune suppressant drug, now things are going to unbalance. Something is being compromised. And so we're going to, things are going to get unbalanced. So now here in this situation, we will have the fungus starting to get itself nestled or stuck into or plug into the follicle. It will feast on the oil and the sebum of your skin and continue to replicate. Or we'll go deeper. So now we'll have deeper like that. So if we don't take care of it, from one, it will replicate. will duplicate from follicle to follicle over the other side of the face. Anywhere that we have sebum, which are mainly on the T-zone, on the chest, on the back. And so we need to right away take care of it. There's different ways of doing it, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more in detail. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about, what are some of the signs so that you don't get confused with acne, so we don't misdiagnose, because not only you as a customer or somebody that's viewing this is also for estheticians. How can we diagnose quickly and efficiently so we can give the right information to our clients? So I'm going to talk about the 5 signs of this condition. First of all, they appear in clusters. When we look at an acne situation, the papules or pustules, you might have a papule here, a pustule over here, and they do have like all different sizes. But with this condition, they come into clusters, and you might have only on this area, or maybe only on this area, or maybe both. But they do like to be around where there's more oils, because they love oils, sebum, heat, and warmth. So it will affect this way. So you will have, let's say if this follicle gets infected with a fungus, it will bump into the next one, it will jump to the next one, and so on. So it comes more into the clusters. Number 2, they're all very uniform in size. When we look at an acne, the papules and pustules in an acne, it will be different sizes. One will be a papule with inflammation, one will have pustules, like more of an infection. So it's going to be all different. But with the bumps of this fungal condition, they're all about the same size. So they're all going to be like infected this size here and over here. So sometimes it could be just like pearly, like just like a skin tone, and sometimes could be actual little pimples. The next thing, especially when it's getting infected like this or really quite deep like this, it becomes very, very itchy with like this, and it becomes like they have like a burning sensation, and when it gets infected like this, it becomes quite painful. It doesn't. That's number 3. Number 4, it does not only stay on the face. It can start on the face, and then it goes onto the chest and the back, on the arms. So it will spread, especially if you sweat a lot. So let's say you started here and you're exercising and you sweat a lot, it will spread throughout the body. Wherever you have a pilosebaceous, which is all over the body, it can move all over the place. Number 5, the last one, no medication will work. So you can have all the different kinds of medical antibiotics, or what's it called, Accutane, or you're going to an esthetician, she will give you the salicylic acid, the AHAs and the BHAs and all that. Nothing will work. High frequency will not work, because this is not bacterial. The only thing that will work quickly is something that is an antifungal cream, or an oral antifungal, or prevent it. So the next segment is about prevention. This next few segments is about how we can prevent and cure, but it's in 2 segments. One is what you do internally, and the other one what you can do externally. But if you do only the externally but not the internally, your fungal will not dissipate. So we need to work both together. It's very essential. So let's look inside. So first of all, the first thing you need to do is that you want to kill this fungus. And the only way to kill this fungus is to cut out all the sugar, all the carbs. You want to kill it because the fungus strive onto carbs, onto sugar. So anything to do with carbs, potato, pasta, I know it's going to be difficult, but if you want to deal with this, you have to remove it totally. Because if you take take the carbs away, guess what? You will suffocate the fungus. The fungus strives onto that sugar internally. That is number one. The number two is a clean diet. No more junk. It's almost like garbage in, garbage out. So you have to start having a healthy diet. And you might say, Maria, what is a healthy diet? Well, you need to do a little bit of thinking and sit down with yourself and say, what is a healthy diet? Anything that is packaged, canned, with a lot of preservatives is not good for you. So you will need to try to figure out on eating fresh vegetables, all the different kinds. You want fruit, all the different colors of fruit you can. There's some fruit that you have to be very careful not to eat. For example, like bananas, because it's very rich in sugar, whatever, for the yeast. And if you know about Candida albicans, do some research on that, because Candida albicans is basically a fungus inside of us. If you decide that you want to eat meat, do eat it, but eat meat that is healthy with no hormones. If you decide to eat salmon, that's wild salmon, so that you are really thinking of what you're putting inside. So healthy, clean diet. Intake a lot of water. I know you've heard of this, and I'm sure that you're bored of hearing that, but water is a natural emulsifier, and it cleans your whole everything. Another thing that I very encourage is to take in apple cider vinegar. Not only externally, but also internally. So in the morning with a big glass of water, put out like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, the raw apple cider vinegar, and drink that right at the beginning of the day. And that will bring back the pH of your body. Very, very good. And the last thing that I want to mention is to take probiotics. Below, I will have links on apple cider vinegar and also very good probiotics that it's important. How do you know if you need probiotics? Again, if you want all the details, send me your email so I can send you an attachment on everything. But you know that you need probiotics if you get sick easily, if you have a very unhappy digestive system, if you get sick very easily, like you're always kind of sick, or you suffer skin condition like this fungal or even acne, you get sick often, you are depressed. Those are all symptoms, or you took antibiotics, or you're taking medication, or you're on the pill. Those are all things that will tell you for sure that you need probiotics. So I will have a link below so you can see the probiotics that I use. So that is the internal. If you take care of I promise you, if you take care in the internal, the external will take care on its own. So let's talk about the external. Well, we're almost there. I'm trying really hard to do this educational tutorial really quick. So the next one is what we do externally. So the first thing that I want to mention is hygiene, that you keep your body clean. And if you exercise and you're sweating, don't come home. If you're in the gym, go and get yourself a shower right away, especially if you're already suffering with this condition. So wear clean clothes, natural clothes like cotton. It's important that you don't wear synthetic clothing. And yes, again, if you're sweating, wash right away. You want to have loose clothing, and so good ventilation, nothing tight. Also on the outside, apple cider vinegar. Remember I just told you about apple cider internally? Well, apple cider externally. For your face, I don't really believe in toners, but if you look at, over here, at one of my videos here about should you use toners? Well, apple cider vinegar, yes. And look at that, so it will explain. So you can put on your face, on your body. If you're taking a shower, you can put quickly splash some apple cider vinegar. If you're in a tub, just put a cup of apple cider vinegar, and that will actually balance and kill all the fungus and the bacteria on your body naturally. Okay, so that's really important. So if you sweat, wash right away. That's number one. Number two, explore antifungal treatments. And majority of people that do these tutorials, they right away they're telling you to purchase this one here, the Nizoral. And basically what this is a dandruff shampoo. It's an antifungal, and it's very, very, very dehydrating. And so I would not advise to do that. But if you have a very major bad case of this fungal situation, maybe you want to use it a couple of times to somewhat kind of kill a little bit on the outside. But remember that is something that's been compromised internally. This, by putting this on, is just a bandage. But if you want to take care of it like quickly to kind of burn it, just use it once or twice, and I will have a link below. But I would not advise for you to use it all the time. Maybe once or twice a week. You apply it and you leave it on for about 5 minutes. And the color is pink, and you can put it on, leave it on for 5 minutes, especially only in the area that you have it, and then rinse it off, and then put your skincare. Now, looking at the skincare, be very careful that the skincare does not have the oils that will make the fungus grow again. I like to talk about some of the other options. So instead of using this product, you can look at different options, just like a tea tree oil, manuka oil, oregano oil, clove. Those are all natural antifungal. Cinnamon. If you can take a cinnamon tea, I have actually another tutorial, look at here, that it is a concoction of different things that it will burn your belly fat, but also helps with the fungus in your body. So that is also really something that I would drink it like every night, and they will give you like a major cleanse. So do look at that tutorial. So when you use tea tree oil, you have to dilute it because some people are very sensitive to tea tree oil. So you might want to dilute it with water, or be very careful not to use it with an oil that the fungal will like. Okay, so you have to be very careful. The manuka oil, and I will have a link below on a very good tea tree oil, and also manuka oil. Manuka oil, I find it's a lot better because a lot of people are not sensitive to it, getting a reaction, and it's an amazing antifungal and also antibacterial. So we're talking about the manuka oil. So I'm giving you a lot of different things that you can do. Some people ask me, but Maria, what about exfoliants? Can I use exfoliants? Yes and no. Scrubs, no, because if you scrub, you're going to kind of spread it all over the place. But you could use some BHAs and AHAs. It will not really deal too much with the fungal part of it, but what it will do, it will help to open up the pore. And when you apply your antifungal lotion, such as tea tree or manuka oil, it will penetrate deeper. So it has to work together. Well, we are almost at the end, and thank you so much for being up to now here with me. I have 2 more points to give you, one for the external and one for the internal. Do you remember that I said to you that you must take care the internal, eating properly, but also take care the external. But the external is only temporary if you don't take care of the internal. Now, let's talk about the skincare now. If you use products that have a high in fatty acids, oils, ester, yeast, extracts, and polysorbates, it actually feeds the yeast. So you have to be very careful. Just like sugar feeds the yeast, well, these fatty acids will also feed the yeast or the fungus. So you have to have a very good skincare line. Below, I will have a link for you that will give you all the information that you need to know about an amazing biohacking NRF2 skincare line. You will love it. And if you want more information, you can leave me a note below and I will send you additional information on the specific skincare. About internally, remember I told you about probiotics? Well, also in food form, such as buttermilk, fermented sauerkraut, kimchi, miso soup, kombucha, kefir, yogurt, and the last, apple cider vinegar. I hope you enjoyed it, being here with me, and give me questions, give me thumbs up, and I will talk with you very, very soon.